Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for the season 4 premiere of The Boys. They dropped 3 episodes. We also got some very interesting news that season 5 will be the end of the show, which is very interesting. I think the story is definitely leading to a culmination. So we begin with a recap. We begin the episode with a recap of everything that went on. The main thing was that Butcher had been taken the temporal V to gain powers, but that is now melting his brain, so he only has a few months to live. Then we also know that because of his decision to not kill Homelander, the boys, he's kind of a little bit on the outs with everyone else. So that's kind of where we pick up in this episode. It's called Department of Dirty Tricks. The world is on the brink. Victoria Neuman is closer than ever to the Oval Office, and under Homelander's muscly thumb, as he consolidates his powers, Butcher, with only months to live, has lost Becca's son and his job as the boys' leader. Things are not going very well for the gang. So we kick off at a party for both Singer and Newman as they are about to win the election. So the boys are trying to infiltrate this event to take out Newman because now she's become a threat, right? They do have some dirt on her that's kind of keeping them safe, but they want to stop her from, from getting to the Oval Office and eventually maybe becoming the president by removing Singer. Um, we also check in on Homelander, who is having a bit of a crisis as he keeps discovering uh, gray pubes, which is a hilarious intro to Homelander. But this is going to be like a bit of a thing that we revisit throughout the episode. Homelander feels a little vulnerable now that he is aging. We also see that Butcher, as he is at this place as well, confronts Homelander and tries to get Ryan to come back because that's his promise that he made to his ex-wife Becca. The CIA wants to eliminate Newman, but she's proven to be very difficult, even maybe invulnerable. They were gonna try acid to her eyes, like they put some acid in her eye drops, but then he would just throw a whole thing of acid at her. Butcher shot her in the head, so like I guess her powers are a little bit stronger, which is very interesting. You know, the last place we saw her was in Gen V, and we'll definitely revisit a little bit of Gen V. So if you haven't watched the season of Gen V, I highly recommend you check it out. It does play a little bit in here. We're introduced this season to Joe Kessler, who's played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's also a member in the CIA, and I think he's going to be the additional help that the boys need, especially to get Butcher kind of back in line. Butcher's, because of everything that's been going on, he's just been very much of a mess up all throughout. So we also check in on a meeting of the Seven where Black Noir is back. He's just back. Like, it's very interesting. I don't know what the heck is going on there. We also see that Butcher meets with Newman, and he brings up the virus from Gen V. Now, he does mention that the virus currently wouldn't be strong enough to take out Homelander, but that doesn't mean that other soups would not be vulnerable. So that's interesting to learn, that I feel like they're kind of keeping that virus in the back pocket, and when they need to spring it, they'll have the virus being brought up to speed to maybe deal with some of the soups. So that's going to be interesting. One thing I did forget to kind of mention, Zoe, who is Newman's daughter, as we saw in the last season, she was infected with V, and now she has her own weird snake things that come out of her mouth powers. She kills 2 guys. So very interesting. Um, because of this, everything that's going on, the trial of Homelander that's going on in the background of this episode, Homelander goes to seek the assistance of Sister Sage, who is a superhero. Her power is just to be super smart. Like, she's the smartest person in the world. And he goes to help, and he goes to ask for help and advice. This is something we've never seen. Like, Homelander's never really felt like he needed someone, at least not that he would recognize it. Also, interestingly enough, I don't know that this is the first time we see him out of costume, but he puts on like civilian clothes to go a little bit undercover to go recruit Sage, and he asks her to join the Seven, and they talk about how would they put a plan in motion to make sure that Homelander kind of rules everything, right? That's the kind of end goal. Now, I don't know why she's going along with this at the moment. Being the smartest person in the world, I'm sure she's got her own ulterior motives. But for now, she seems to be on Team Homelander. Um, Also, we so part of the plan was to get like these three Homelander supporters. One of them, which was Mother's Milk's daughter's stepfather. I think his name is Toby or Tony or something like that. I forget. Um, but we know that he was a Homelander guy, right? Like extremist Homelander guy. So this Homelander has the Deep and A Train and Noir, kill these guys because they're gonna plant them, and that's all part of the plan. At the verdict of the trial, Sage infiltrates the Starlight supporters and starts a riot once the verdict is out that Homelander is found not guilty, and that's where they plant the bodies of those Homelander supporters. So obviously to stoke the flames and all this. So I think that rage baiting is going to be a big part of the season. And I think Sage is putting all that into motion. Unfortunately, we see that Huey's dad had a stroke and Huey wasn't there to help him out. He even ignored like a call when he was calling him. But at the hospital, we just see the back of someone who is Huey's mom. What? I didn't even know. I don't know. I don't know where I thought his mom was. I never heard like I didn't even think that would be a storyline that would come into play. The other thing is throughout the episode, Butcher has been seeing Becca. Like he's been talking to somebody and we didn't know who it was. Like he's just talking to somebody that's not there. We do realize that eventually that it is Becca. So really, really interesting way to bring back the actress who played her. And then in the end, Butcher does not betray Huey because he was gonna make a deal with Neuman to get that information that Huey's holding on over her head. But instead, he just sends a picture of his butthole. Classic Butcher fashion. So yeah, a lot happened in this first episode. I like that the boys are kicking off right, hit the ground running. This show really has very little room for any kind of like filler side stories, but we do get a little bit of Frenchie and then this other guy that maybe he's used to have a connection with. So we're seeing that as well. We're seeing what's going on with Mother's Milk and him being the leader now. So overall, like really, really enjoyed this first episode of the season. I'm ready to get into the next few episodes. As I mentioned, they dropped 3. I think the full season is going to be 8 episodes. That's usually what the Prime does. So I'm not sure on that. But I'll definitely keep talking about it. I don't know if I'll do weekly videos for everything, but if I have the time and if you guys are enjoying these videos and watching them, I'll definitely cover more of season 4 of The Boys. So if you've seen this episode, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments as always. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.